Here we go again. Foreigner falls in love with a beautiful Thai woman he met on Facebook or Tinder, but it's all an act. She doesn't even exist. He's just talking to a scammer who has stolen photos from another social media account. Before he knows it, she's asking for money. This happens every day in Thailand. It's known locally as the Thai romance scam, but it's nothing to be ashamed of. Anybody can fall prey to it. Hi, I'm a lawyer in Bangkok, Thailand. Today we're talking about the Thai romance scam and how to avoid it. Let's get started. So what is this Thai romance scam? Well, it's actually just one type of romance scam that is common throughout Southeast Asia. They happen all over the world. But here in Thailand, they're very popular. Basically, scammers create fake romantic relationships to trick people out of their money. They will create these fake profiles, usually of very attractive women, sometimes of attractive men. They post these pictures online, and then they start reaching out to people, usually through Facebook, through Tinder, other social media platforms, and they build these emotional connections. They pretend to be falling in love with these people. Sometimes they go really far. They create whole backstories. They make up entire lives for these fake characters that they've created. And then once they've built enough trust, they'll ask for money. They might say something like, "Oh, my father is sick, and I need to take him to the hospital." Or maybe I'm stuck in another province and I need bus fare to come back to Bangkok. Or my business is failing and I need some money to save my business. Whatever the reason, they always come up with some kind of urgent problem that requires money and they need your help. It's really important to remember that scammers can be very sophisticated. They can be very charming. They can be very persuasive, and they're professionals at what they do. Most of them have been doing it for years. So don't think that you can't fall victim to this. Even if you think that you're smart, you're careful, you're skeptical, you're a businessman, you know how to spot a scam, maybe you've worked in sales, you know how to read people. Don't think that this will protect you because these people are pros. They've been doing this stuff for a long time. They can read you. They can tell when you're being skeptical. They can tell when you're not buying what they're reselling, and they have ways to get around that. Now, I get asked all the time, why Thailand? Why does this happen in Thailand? Is there more scams here than in other places? And look, I know that everybody wants to blame the government. They want to blame the police. They want to blame certain groups of people. But the reality is, this happens everywhere. If you live in the United States, you've probably seen this on the news. Romance scams are very common in the US. People lose millions of dollars every year to these types of scams, and it's no different here in Thailand. In fact, I would say it's worse here in Thailand, because while in the US it gets a lot of press, here it almost goes under the radar. The police don't do much to stop it. Maybe it's because they see it as a victimless crime. After all, nobody gets hurt physically. It's just people losing their money. But still, it's a crime, and it's not fair for the victims. What makes it even worse, though, is that it can be hard to get your money back. If you're scammed, it's hard to recover your money. Not impossible, but hard. And let me tell you why. A lot of times these scammers aren't operating from Thailand. They're not even operating from anywhere in the free world. They could be in North Korea. They could be in Russia. They could be in China. They could be in one of these countries where it's hard to get access to the people, to the banks, to the assets. So even if you get a court order to seize their bank accounts or to freeze their assets, it's almost impossible to actually get your hands on it. The best way to deal with it is to simply avoid it altogether. Now, it's not easy to avoid. These guys are pros, but there are some things that you can keep in mind to protect yourself. No one. Never send money to somebody you've only met online. That's rule no. 1. Now, I know it's going to be hard to follow this advice, especially if you're talking to somebody and you feel like you're in love, but you really have to remind yourself, don't do it. Just don't do it. This is a big mistake that a lot of people make, especially older guys. They get on Facebook, they start talking to these women, and before they know it, they're sending money. Don't do it. Never send money to somebody you've only met online. Red flag no? 2. If the person refuses to video chat, don't talk to them. If they won't video chat, they're not who they say they are. It's as simple as that. Now, I know that sometimes these scammers will video chat initially. They'll be very nice and welcoming and friendly. They'll show themselves, but later on, they'll start refusing video chats. They'll say, "Oh, my camera is broken," or "the lighting's bad," or whatever the case may be. Don't buy it. If they won't video chat, they're not who they say they are. And you should move on. No. 3. If you notice any kind of inconsistency with their story, be careful. Ask yourself, do these details add up? Does this person's story make sense? If you feel like something isn't quite right, then it probably isn't. If they're giving you a lot of details, that's great. Ask follow-up questions. If they say they work for a certain company, check it out on Google. See if the company exists. Does their LinkedIn profile add up? All of these things are good ways to verify someone's identity and to make sure that they are who they say they are. Red flag, no. 4. If their profile seems too good to be true, it probably is. Look, I'm not trying to crush anybody's dreams here, but let's be realistic. If you're on Tinder and you're seeing a bunch of supermodels, you have to ask yourself, am I really that attractive? It's not to say that you couldn't meet a beautiful Thai woman on Tinder, but just be careful. If their profile seems too good to be true, it probably is. Red flag, no. 5. Watch out for fake investment offers. Sometimes these scammers will try to get you interested in fake investment opportunities. They'll say things like, hey, I've got this great investment opportunity for you. You can make a lot of money. Don't do it. Stay away from it. If they're offering you an investment opportunity, it's probably a scam. It's a red flag, no. 6. Be wary of sudden declarations of love. When you first meet somebody online and they start telling you that they love you, they're going to spend the rest of their life with you. Be careful. It sounds nice, it sounds sweet, but it's probably not genuine. If they're professing their undying love for you, after knowing you for only a few weeks, it's probably a scam. But what if you think that you've been scammed? What should you do? Well, first of all, contact the Thai tourist police. You can reach them at 1155. That S1155. You can also contact the Anti-Online Scam Operation Center, or AOC for short. You can reach them at 1441 now. It's not to say that the police are going to do anything about it. As I mentioned earlier, a lot of times these scams involve international scammers who are operating from other countries, so it's hard to get your money back. It's hard to prosecute these people, but at least you can report it. At least you've done everything you can do to try to get your money back. You should also contact your bank and any financial institutions that may be involved. Let them know that you've been a victim of a scam. Let them know the details so that they can watch out for any fraudulent activity. And it's also a good idea to gather any kind of evidence that you can. Save those text messages, save those emails, save those chats, screenshots, all of that stuff. If they sent you a bank account number, write that down. Take a picture of it. If they sent you a check, take a picture of it. Get all of that evidence together. Because if you decide to hire a lawyer to help you, you're going to need that evidence. Ultimately, I know that it's very disappointing, especially when you feel like you've been scammed by somebody that you thought that you could trust. It's a betrayal of trust. But just remember that it happens to the best of us. I've seen it happen to people who are very smart, very successful, very savvy. It doesn't matter who you are. These people are professionals. They've been doing this stuff for a long time. So don't beat yourself up. Don't feel ashamed. Just learn from the experience and move on. All right, guys, that's all I have for you today. If you have any questions about the Thai romance scam, or if you'd like to share your experience, please leave a comment below. Please subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you're notified every time I post new videos. And until next time, stay safe in Thailand.